book of Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to our Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and His only begotten Son, whose name is Yahawashi. To the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greetings. To the hopeful elect of Israel, Shalom. Double honors to the elders, the bishops, the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to all the sincere Akim out there listening to this gospel. Shalom. I want to thank the Most High for putting the Spirit on me to do this lesson. We are in the last of the last days. Everything is coming out. Everything is being revealed. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. This is Lord Yahawashi speaking also. Book of Mark 4:22. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, Salaki. Neither was anything kept secret, but that it shall come abroad. All the information is coming out. This article here is from RT News. It says, Trump, only living U.S. president not descended from slaveholders. It starts off saying, an ancestor of Joe Biden owned an enslaved 14-year-old boy, according to genealogical study. Okay, so book of all this information is coming out now, and we are we are in the midst of a third world war, and these things are coming out now. Like, why is any of these things relevant? Really, they're really and truly, it's prophesied, but it's also a distraction. We're about to go to a third world war. We're about to go to the valley of the Armageddon, third world war, in the valley of Yahawashi, right? And this is the things that are being revealed to us today. Book of Daniel 12 verse 4, it says, and knowledge shall be increased. But I'll read it from the scriptures. Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. That's the point, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. This is why all this information is coming out now. As the Most High says, there's nothing hid, but that it shall come abroad, like it will be revealed in the end. And this is what's happening. So from the article here from RT News, it says, 5 of the 6 living U.S. presidents are direct descendants of slaveholders, according to an investigation by Reuters published on Tuesday. The comprehensive study, released just days after the country celebrated the Juneteenth federal holiday on June 19th, which commemorates the emancipation of African American slaves, which there's no such thing as an African American. These are all bywords. These are all terms that were put on us by our oppressors or slave masters. There's no such thing as African American. Listen to that for a second. African American. It makes no sense. It keeps changing from Negroes to this to that. Tomorrow something else. Every time these words keep changing. But I'll stay on point for now. Details that Donald Trump is the only living current or former U.S. head of state not to have familial links to slavery. The ancestors of current President Joe Biden, as well as Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Jimmy Carter, are all descendants from slaveholders. The report states Obama links to slavery are not on his mother's side, of his family, or on his mother's side of his family, according to the study which examines the extended genealogies and census data of those who occupy Washington's halls of power. Well, first of all, presidents, you got to be a part of the club. Presidents are not elected, they're selected for a reason, right? So all this stuff that's coming out here, it's no surprise to the elect. It's no surprise to the people who are in the know, but these are all distractions. Like I said, we're on the brink of a third world war. We're on the brink of the MOTB. All these major prophecies that are so close, but yet they're pushing to us all these various things to just throw our minds off and distract us from the world. Sorry, they're in the world, So, go to scripture here for a moment. Here, it says the book of Proverbs 12:13. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips. Transgression is pretty much sin upon sin, but the just shall come out of trouble. These people pretty much what they do to just tell lie. I mean, they trap themselves in their own lies. The more they talk, the more will be revealed, right? Just have to listen keenly. This is what they do. I'll read that in the NLT. Proverbs 12 verse 13. And it's just direct. It says, the wicked are trapped by their own words. Ain't that something? So we have to warn you. We have to warn you, because these are all prophecies. Book of Psalms 64 verse 8. One second, bear with me. Okay, Book of Psalms, Psalm 64 verse 8. So they shall make their own town fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. By what? By how? By them speaking proudly of themselves. This is how they're being revealed. With all the lies, the truth eventually will come out. The truth, the word is that, these are the words of the prophets, the mouthpieces of the Most High, are bringing out showing out these prophecies to the world. We're telling you what's happening by going into the Holy Scriptures, right? These guys, is another way of the truth comes out is that they do it by this thing called predictive programming. It's basically to condition your mind to what's in the what they're planning on bringing on the left hand side. So they're going to give you all these in commercials and in movies, and whatever, they're going to bring it out. But this is how they're telling you what's going to happen. So they coined it the term predictive programming, but it's basically telling us, the ones that are in the know, either on the right hand side or the left hand side, we see it through spiritual powers and also the gift of discernment from the Most High. And this is the point right now, because right now the dry bones are waking up. The dry bones in the book of Ezekiel in the 37th chapter, starting from verse 1, and I'll go to it. It says, the hand of the Lord was upon me, and the Lord's name is Yahawah. Okay, he has a name. Start over. The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out of the spirit of the Lord. And carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, Salaki, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and causeth me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. That's the dry bones I just quoted. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, power, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Verse 5. Thus said the Lord power unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter you, and ye shall live. Isn't that what's happening right now? You know, this is what's happening right now. These bones, these dry bones, they are waking up. They're waking up, and this is what's happening. The nations are scared because now we know who we are, right? The truth is coming out. Um, Book of stay on Ezekiel, and this is what we are supposed to do because we're the mouthpieces of the Most High. Ezekiel 3, go down to verse 17, and this is what we're supposed to do. This is our job. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning for me. We're supposed to warn the people. This is what we are supposed to do. Because what's coming for us, what's coming now is just all about destruction. All about destruction. This man's all about destruction. You have, for example, let's say the fruits right now, they're all GMO. I just read a report recently where they talked about lab grown chicken, GMO this, GMO food, the water, the air, everything is in mourning right now. The environment, everything is hurting because this is the son of perdition, and perdition means destruction. Right? This is what Lord Yahawashi warns us in the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. It says, just quoting, but it says, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. That MO sounds very familiar, right? That is a great account there. Go to book of Psalms, Psalms 55, verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words are softer than oil, yet were drawn swords. Yet were they drawn swords. Salaki, I'll read that over. Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. The words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay, so that sounds very familiar because that story gives an account of how Christopher Columbus, how he pretty much tricked the Northern Kingdom. Yes, the Northern Kingdom. Just go to that for one moment here. This is it says, okay, perfect. It says Columbus tricked the natives. So the natives is also part of the 12 tribes. They are the Northern Kingdom. But I'll read a quote in a little snippet from this article. It says, this is from Columbus, quote, these people practice no kind of idolatry. On the contrary, they firmly believe that all strength and power are in fact of all good things are in heaven, and that I had come down from thence with these ships and sailors. In the belief I was received thereafter, they had put aside fear. So basically, he's saying that a lot of these people they believed in the Most High. They believed their power and their strength came from the heavens, but because they have never seen the lights of Columbus and his men and the way they were dressed, because they were clothed, they thought that these guys were sent from the heavens. So Columbus used that to his advantage, and he tricked them, and they put aside their fear. Right? It says in the paragraph, says they show great love for all others than for themselves. They gave valuable things of trifles, and being satisfied even with a very small return, or with nothing. However, I forbade that things so small and of no value should be given to them, such as pieces of plates, dishes, and glass, likewise keys and shoe straps, although if they were able to obtain these, it seemed to them like they were getting the most beautiful jewels in the world. Wow. It happened, indeed, that a certain sailor obtained in exchange for a shoe strap as much worth of gold as would equals 3 golden coins, and likewise other things for articles of very little value. They're basically taking advantage of these of the northern kingdom, especially for a new silver coins and for some gold coins, to obtain which they gave whatever the seller desired, as for instance 1.5 ounces and 2 coins of gold, or 30 or 40 pounds of cotton, which they were already acquainted. They already traded cotton for gold, and pieces of bowls, bottles, jugs, jars, like persons without reason, which I forbade because it was very wrong. Now he has morals. And I gave to them very beautiful and pleasing things that I had brought with me, no value being taken in exchange, in order that I might the more easily make them friendly to me, that they might be made worshippers of Hamashiach, Yahawashi, and that they may be full of love towards our King, Queen, and Prince. There was one point I wanted to get here. I think it was in this one. Okay, yes. Sorry. As soon as I reached the sea, I seized by force several Indians on the first island, in order that they might learn from us, and like manner tell us about those things that which in the lands of which they themselves had knowledge. And the plan succeeded. So you see, he was basically coming to them in a way where he's talking to them smoothly, but in his heart. Because you see later on, Columbus used his men and his armor-plated dogs. He had all these dogs with these with metal around them, and all these spikes and everything. So these dogs tore the indigenous, the northern kingdom, to pieces, and he slaughtered many. A large multitude of them were slaughtered by the hands of Columbus and his men. So they at first they came in peace, and the natives give them a lot of different valuables. But this is how Columbus tricked them. As I said earlier, in the Northern Kingdom, so you can pause that, or you can take a look at it for a moment here. But obviously, the Northern Kingdom, it consists of Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar, right? And you can just go down and see the various countries and regions it represents. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So, Columbus, that was a great example of such, because he knew what he was doing. He knew how to, how to trick the people, and in order to obtain what he wants, just through pure wickedness and deceit. And this is, as it says in the book, in the holy book, is that there's nothing new under the sun. What is old is new. And in the end, all these people will reveal themselves to us, because this is what we're seeing right now, as I quoted in Daniel 12:4. And knowledge shall increase, and this is what's happening. All these things that these guys have done, it is all coming out now. It doesn't matter how much they try to hide and cover up. That you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay, with that, I hope you were edified. Until the next one, I say shalom. Shalom.